Now on 4 News Now at 6, a push for more affordable housing across the country. U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell's plans to keep families in their homes.
I'm tracking more wet weather on the way. I'll let you know if you'll need your raincoat, snow boots, or maybe both in the First Alert forecast.
And the pandemic may be over, but its effects can still be felt at many local restaurants. The major changes one owner is making to keep his Southfield business afloat. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Catholic Charities' low rent made it possible for me to be able to pursue my dreams.
This is Marcy Pablo, a single mom whose family was able to thrive after getting into affordable housing. U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell and Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown are asking the Senate to pass a bipartisan package that would expand the low-income housing tax credit program to help more families like Marcy's. The package would lower the requirement for bond funding and restore a tax incentive increase for developers. Our Marissa Rio is in studio now with the impact this will have for us locally.
According to the Spokane Low Income Housing Consortium, there are more people on the waiting list to receive affordable housing here in Spokane than there are units. Officials expect that there would be 15 more affordable housing units a year in Spokane just by restoring the tax increase incentive. That's not even taking into consideration what difference lowering the bond requirements would make.
Affordable housing is critical for vibrant and inclusive communities.
Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown stood beside U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell to advocate for this housing credit. They did so at Mother Teresa Haven, a Catholic Charities affordable housing complex that was made possible due to this program. A single mom that lives in the complex said in 2018 she was juggling 2 jobs and she was still on the verge of losing her home. After getting into affordable housing, she was able to go down to 1 job.
I was able to go back to school full time because I had that extra time, and I got to spend a lot more time with my kids.
Affordable housing gave Marcy and her kids the opportunity to thrive.
They were able to get good grades in school. They all got offers to Seattle University. They just thrived because I got the chance to stay home with them, and I don't think that would be possible if they were latchkey kids.
Another woman who lives in affordable housing said it helped her and her children escape domestic abuse.
Eventually, through the services of the Y, I was set up for housing with Catholic Charities. Now, living here gave me a chance to be able to breathe and take care of my children and just feeling safe.
And this is why Senator Cantwell says she is advocating for this bill.
You can't solve most problems if you don't have a roof over someone's head. And building more affordable housing is going to solve a lot of problems by putting a roof over someone's head.
Because of affordable housing, Marcy said she was able to recently land a job that she's been working really hard for. Lilia said she too is now ready to look for a job. Senator Cantwell said if this program is passed, it would fund an additional 1,700 units of affordable housing in Washington state in 2024 alone. That means thousands of more people like Marcy and Lilia can get the help that they need. Reporting in studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, Marissa, thank you. In Olympia, one way lawmakers want to help fund new affordable housing options is through taxing short-term rentals, or STRs. The bill defines an STR as a lodging someone will stay in for less than 30 days that is not a bed and breakfast or hotel. Supporters saying these short-term rentals are driving up housing costs, especially in popular tourist spots like Leavenworth.
Love to house our guests, but it'd be helpful if they helped us then replace that housing stock that's been taken out of our housing stock so that we can continue to have a community to welcome them.
If the bill is approved, counties and local governments can impose an excise tax on STRs. Some of that money would go to developing affordable housing. During a public hearing, one of the senators questioned if the money will actually be used to build new housing.
You get to do with the money. We haven't built it. We don't build many houses, and we spend lots of money on housing and housing affordability. Like, is there a plan to actually start building houses, Mr. Mayor?
The mayor of Leavenworth addressing those concerns, saying there are multiple projects that have already been proposed but are just lacking funding. The bill has already made it through the Senate and is still making its way through the House before heading to Governor Jay Inslee's desk. To keep families in their homes, lawmakers are also considering limiting how much landlords can raise their rent each year. There are 2 bills making their way through the Washington legislature. We've told you about these. If they're approved, it would limit rent increases by a maximum of 5% per year, but it would not impact prices landlords landlords can charge to new tenants. Our housing crisis, didn't happen overnight and has been growing for decades. That's why we dedicated a half hour to figure out how we got here and the different approaches Washington and Idaho are taking to address it. You can watch our Inland Northwest Housing Crisis special right now on KXLY.com and on your connected TV using the KXLY Plus app. Well, there's no shortage of wet weather over the next few days. We're going to send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker right now to see if it'll come in the form of rain or snow.
Mostly in the form of rain in the valleys. We are tracking showers tonight, and I want to take you to Coeur d'Alene. This is US 95 in Hanley, where it's just wet on the roadways, but it looks like this is my favorite street light because I can always tell what is happening in the precipitation. Looks like a little bit of snow is trying to mix in with the rain, but it's not going to have much luck. There shouldn't be anything to shovel tomorrow, and temperatures will stay above freezing. Here's a look at a zoomed in Doppler radar, and we do have that rain in progress in Coeur d'Alene all the way up through Spirit Lake and Sandpoint. Then a break around Liberty Lake up toward Deer Park, and then another round of wet weather moving into Spokane right now, but this one is not going to last very long. Let me show you the broad view on our Doppler radar. The back edge of the more steady precipitation has already cleared the Spokane area. Some showers coming up behind it that will not be with us much longer than the next hour or so, and then we will get a nice stretch of dry weather. Temperatures right now 37 in Spokane. It was 37 in Coeur d'Alene. They've been having troubles with the thermometer out there at the airport out on the prairie. It's 40 in Pullman and Ritzville, and in the mid-30s in Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry. Tonight, those showers should be over by 8 o'clock. We will see partly to mostly cloudy skies, and then the chance of rain is back in the forecast overnight and through tomorrow morning. I will have the rest of your Tuesday forecast in just a few minutes. Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Spokane firefighters rescued 4 people who were trapped inside this gold car that crashed near Sprague and Freya late this afternoon. No word yet on if any of them were seriously injured or what caused that crash. Well, 3 teens accused in a deadly robbery Friday in Spokane are expected to make their first court appearances tomorrow. Spokane police say they chased a car while getting away from a shooting scene in northeast Spokane Friday afternoon, and that a gun was thrown from the car during the chase. Eventually, officers boxed in that car near Hamilton and Trent. A woman who was found shot in the head inside that car was taken to a hospital where she later died. Police have not said who shot her, but detectives say it all started over an argument about property. 4 people were taken to jail Friday. Police say 18-year-old Christopher Gamaka was the driver. He faces charges of robbery, 3 counts of first-degree assault, eluding police, and conspiracy. Caden Willoughby and Devin McEwen are also facing robbery, assault, and conspiracy charges. A 16-year-old was also arrested. They're expected to appear in court tomorrow because it was closed today for President's Day. All right, it's been more than 5,800 days since the Washington State Cougars appeared in the Associated Press Top 25 poll. It dropped the stretch all the way back to 2008, Alex, but today that all ends.
Yeah, we had a pretty good idea that the Cougs would be back in the top 25 this morning, and sure enough, they debut at number 21 in the country. Now, this is a moment that has been a long time coming, so we thought we'd show you where some of us were back in 2008. There you are, Derek, with your newborn son, Dylan. So he's lived through this entire drought. As for myself, I was a sophomore at Union High School in Camas, Washington. Still didn't know I would be attending WSU at that point. Wasn't really even on my radar. And of course, Klay Thompson, the Cougar great and 4-time NBA champion, hadn't even arrived on campus yet. He was still a senior in high school. How about that for a trio of Cougs?
Pretty wild.
Wow. Washington State was able to make this leap by putting together an impressive string of games. They've won 10 of their last 11, and they capped it off with a sweep of the Bay Area teams over the weekend as they sit in second place in the Pac-12 with 5 games left in the regular season. So they are closing in on that all-important bye in the conference tournament. Now, of course, another massive matchup looming later this week is going to be the team down. They're going to travel down to Arizona to take on the 4th-ranked Arizona Wildcats. A win there, and you have to figure maybe they have that tournament bid all wrapped up.
We beat them there last year, so anything can happen, Alex. All right, thank you so much. Well, a local construction company is now being accused of collecting more than $500,000 from clients without completing their project. In a year-long investigation, 4 News Now has been looking into Hammer Time Construction and Hammer Time Builders. We found more than a dozen known victims across 3 states who have come forward with complaints against these companies, many of them spending their life savings on a dream that was never completed.
He literally stole our hopes and dreams. It was just, like I said, it was heartbreaking, the things that we had to go through.
You'll hear their stories firsthand and learn what's standing in the way of justice in Jordan Smith's special report tomorrow night, right here on 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. Well, still ahead, Mark Peterson and the Extreme team are helping renovate one local nonprofit's offices while expanding the Women Helping Women Fund office will better help them serve our community after the break.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Save your greed!
Those responsible for making our local roads and highways safe for winter travel would like to remind you that snow removal is an important, critical, and precise task. Please give the right-of-way to removal equipment so we can all get where we need to go quickly and safely. Start living your life to the fullest by living simply in a tiny home from Portable Cedar Cabins. Less is truly more with all the amenities and comforts of a traditional home with a much smaller footprint. Each home is custom built and ready for you to move in and start enjoying the little things in life, including financial freedom. Homes from Portable Cedar Cabins are about half the price of the competition and about a quarter of the cost of a traditional home. Contact Portable Cedar Cabins today. Your worry-free tiny home is waiting for you just north of Spirit Lake, Idaho on Highway 41.
When your child has moderate to severe eczema, it's okay for them to show off. Show off their clearer skin and noticeably less itch with Dupixent. Because children 6 months and older with eczema have plenty of reasons to show off their skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, they can stay ahead of their eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your child's skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent.
It's leap year at Findlay, downtown Toyota. And that means we are rolling back some prices on our best-selling Toyota trucks and popular SUVs, with some of the largest trade-in values we've ever offered. Plus, we are aggressively pricing down our large inventory of used vehicles and offering a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty with every vehicle sold. So if you're looking for a great deal on a new or used set of wheels, you can find it all this week at Findlay.
Winter weather means hazardous driving conditions. If you must travel, follow these guidelines to keep everyone safe. Slow down and keep a safe following distance. Use traction tires. Give snow and emergency vehicles the right of way. Carry an emergency kit. Brought to you by Lakes, Worley, Post Falls, and Eastside Highway Districts.
Welcome back. For 32 years, the Women Helping Women Fund has helped Spokane County women and children reach their full potential. They've been doing that important work from inside a 300-square-foot office downtown. All week, Mark Peterson and the Extreme team are working to renovate and enhance their new and much larger space. Bronte Saratsky explains what this will mean for the nonprofits helped by Women Helping Women.
Once this space is finished, nonprofits like Fail Safe for Life will have a space of their own to provide essential services here in the community.
It was really, really devastating.
Devastation is what led to the nonprofit's formation. While Sabrina Votava was in school, 2 of her brothers died by suicide, just 6 months apart.
We were just completely heartbroken and not really sure what to do.
She turned that heartbreak into change. Her nonprofit aims to end suicide by educating the community and intervening before a life is taken. For the last 8 years, she's been doing that essential work from her living room.
Basically, we've We've been operating out of my home since our inception.
But starting on Thursday, it's one of many nonprofits that will have a space of its own at the brand new Women Helping Women Fund building. All week, Mark Peterson and the Extreme team will be hard at work getting the building ready for use. The Women Helping Women Fund has been around for 32 years. It started with just an idea. 6 women hosted a fundraiser.
And that very first event that they held had 800 attendees. They raised over $80,000.
That money went to local nonprofits. Since then, it's expanded into an organization helping nonprofits like Fail Safe for Life thrive. It's expanded so much that it's moving from its 300 square foot office downtown to this soon to be finished building.
I think nonprofits have such a hard time finding like a nice space to work in sometimes. And so being able to have this nice space now on behalf of the Extreme team is just so wonderful.
The new building will host at least 3 nonprofits and will allow even more to rent office space or their basement space for events. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
But Mark Peterson and the Extreme team still have a lot of work to get done in a short amount of time. Let's check in with Mark to see what's on the to-do list before Thursday's big reveal.
The outside work was much quieter than the inside work. Again, our preparation day continues as we are now into the kitchen. Kapal Stoneworks do some custom countertops here. It's going to be one of the surprises. Now, let's take a look at what else we're doing today. So it's a little quieter in here, but each room, this is going to be one of the new nonprofits offices, and this has been the Women Helping Women Fund office for several years. They're going to be moving into the new space. These walls need to be painted. The walls out there need to be painted. A lot of repair needs to be made on some of the walls, so we'll be working on that, plus removing all of the plates so that we can go ahead and paint and then put the plates back on, making it clean and professional. Mountain States Electric did their part. We've got the electrical in. We've got the walls up from Garco and Modern Drywall. Now we've got to do that finish work, and we've got lots to do. Prepping it, we removed all of the carpet, so that's done. Now we're going to get ready to prep the floor and get ready for new flooring that won't be coming in until Wednesday. They're going to be under a tight deadline. We're going to continue to keep you up to date. At Women Helping Women's Fund's offices for the Extreme team, I'm Mark Peterson, 4 News Now.
Oh, thank you, Mark. And an indoor project, because we do have some showers on the way, so that is good. We've got showers to start the day on Tuesday. We'll stay above freezing for overnight lows, heading up to a high of 43. 41 is our average high. I'll be back with a few more showers and then some sunshine in your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Grins and Giggles Family Dentistry.
Fishing trip hit a snag. Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue, or get 2.9% financing for 60 months on Pathfinder.
When I heard about Northern Quest's $60,000 Lucky Leap Day giveaway with a chance to leap your way to $30K, I was like, what? Then I found out it's only for humans, and now I'm all like,
The $60,000 Lucky Leap Day giveaway at Northern Quest. Play daily to enter for a shot at the $30,000 grand prize drawing on February 29th. Details at northernquest.com.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
From Tina Fey and the creator of Saturday Night Live comes Mean Girls, the hilarious hit Broadway musical.
Wait, why don't I know you?
Come see Mean Girls at First Interstate Center for the Arts, March 5th and 6th. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling.
At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Well, California is being pummeled by heavy rain for the second time in just weeks. With much of the ground still loose and drying out from the last storm, millions of people are bracing for flash floods, landslides, and evacuations as an atmospheric river soaks the West Coast. Some people are afraid being prepared may not be enough.
We are prepared, but I do still worry because the hills have not dried out from the last storm. And so, of course, every time there's a rain that's going to be heavy, we have to worry about mudslides.
High winds, some up to 60 miles per hour, are expected to rip through some areas. The system is expected to last through tomorrow and then move northeast. And remember, that wasn't that long ago, like California was in a severe drought for a long, long time, and now they're getting hit with all kinds of these storms.
Too much at once.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, but nothing extreme like that here in the inland Northwest, at least for the foreseeable future.
No, we have the lightest of showers in the forecast. In fact, here's a look at our time lapse today. Some warmer weather and the overcast with showers. I like to watch this snow melting here in the right-hand corner. We melt a lot of snow today with that warmer weather and the wet weather. There it is again. That's our roof here at 4 News Now. But we also did see less than 1/10 of an inch of rain today. So nothing compared to what they are seeing in California by any stretch of the imagination. Latest seen in Sandpoint, it is rain. May start to see some snow trying to mix in spots, but no accumulation expected until you get up to around 4,500 feet. Here's a look at our Doppler radar zoomed in right now. The bulk of the moisture has moved off to the north and east. We have a few straggling showers around the Spokane area down through Cheney. Those will taper off later this evening for a quick break. And then we have more showers redeveloping overnight tonight. Rain at times Tuesday, especially before noon. The snow level about 4,500 feet. Then we are drying out for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with the wet weather returning on Sunday. Here's a look at our forecast radar with the last of the showers in progress moving off to the north and east, but then some redevelopment around 1 a.m. Not as steady a precipitation as what we've seen this evening, definitely on a more hit and miss basis. Here's 9 a.m. Tuesday. Then we will see a little bit of a break around noon. That's going to continue through Tuesday evening before more showers move in for Wednesday. Again, very hit and miss with the snow level quite high. By the time we dry out Wednesday night, we are going to stay dry for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Then a next round of wet weather moves in on Sunday. That seems to be our pattern. Dry Saturday, wet on Sunday. Overnight lows tonight will be staying above freezing around the region. Still, you may see a little bit of snow mixing in with the rain, but I don't think we're going to be shoveling tomorrow morning. Tuesday's high temperatures will be in the 40s. In most locations, only Sandpoint staying at 39. Your planning forecast, lingering showers on Wednesday, and then we dry out Thursday, Friday, Saturday with more rain back in the forecast on Sunday. Then it looks like we may start cooling down Monday with a rain-snow mix, a high temperature of 38 degrees. I'll be back in the next half hour looking out 8 to 14 days, see if that is a trend. That's coming up, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley is hoping for a big win next week in the South Carolina primary. Coming up, why winning her home state may be more difficult than she might think. And a 60-year-old woman attacked by a cougar while mountain biking in Western Washington. How a group of cyclists got it off her. Coming up on 4 News Now at 6.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
On the hunt for your next ride? Come to Valley VIP Auto Sales with a wide variety of cars and trucks. We're here to help you find the perfect vehicle. You won't find a better deal anywhere else. Come find your next vehicle at Valley VIP.
February's Extreme Team is Women Helping Women. Inefficient use of space. They need more offices so that more women can be helped. That's what we're going to be doing. Women Helping Women. Join us. 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Come celebrate the Lunar New Year and the Year of the Dragon at the Spokane Convention Center on February 24th. There'll be lion and dragon dancers, cultural performances, and activities for the whole family. The first 500 attendees will receive a swag bag, plus red envelopes with over $20,000 worth of prizes will be given away. Spokane's Lunar New Year celebration is organized by Spokane United We Stand. Doors open at 1 p.m. and the fireworks start at 7 p.m.
My name is Jennifer, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November of 2015. Getting a cancer diagnosis is literally like having the rug pulled out from underneath you. When I'm at Summit Cancer Centers, I feel like they're kind of part of my family in a sense. They've always had my best interests in mind, so I'm actually very hopeful for the future. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world. So much at stake at the start of every morning.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good Morning America. We want you to know every morning.
We're right here, and we got you.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region, only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide-open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
On the hunt for your next ride? Come to Valley VIP Auto Sales with a wide variety of cars and trucks. We're here to help you find the perfect vehicle. You won't find a better deal anywhere else. Come find your next vehicle at Valley VIP.
PAR, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
Around the nation, with less than a week until the South Carolina Republican primary, the state's former governor, Nikki Haley, is looking to make a dent in former President Donald Trump's lead. But Trump has secured several key endorsements in Haley's home state, a sign of his commanding presence in the party. CNN's Julia Benbrook has more.
A long list of South Carolina politicians have thrown their support behind former President Donald Trump ahead of Saturday's primary. One of his most notable endorsements is coming from former presidential candidate and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott.
I'm not campaigning against Nikki. I'm campaigning for the future of America.
Prior to the 2024 campaign, Scott had long been friends and political allies with Trump's last primary opponent in the race, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Haley appointed Scott to the Senate over a decade ago to fill a vacancy.
You're going to see the U.S. Senate become stronger because of the results of Tim Scott.
South Carolina is better because we have Nikki Haley as our governor.
Trump is now using that detail as a line of attack, saying this as Scott stood behind him during his New Hampshire victory speech last month.
Did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? You must really hate her.
I just love you.
In a statement after Trump secured Scott's endorsement, Haley said, quote, "Interesting that Trump's lining up with all the Washington insiders when he claimed he wanted to drain the swamp."
This is what the fellas do. The difference is I don't take politics personally.
Recent polling shows that Trump still holds a commanding lead in South Carolina, but Haley has vowed to stay in the race no matter the outcome in her home state. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Well, we have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including the growing concerns over a new AI tool used to create realistic images and videos.
Local restaurants are struggling right now because of rising costs of everything. Coming up, why they decide to switch to only takeout and delivery service. That's coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Frozen water pipes are a serious risk during cold winter weather. When water freezes in a pipe, it can be a disaster for your home and your wallet. If you're not properly prepared, don't wait until it's too late. At Mainstream, we know exactly what it takes to keep your family safe during the cold season. So call or visit us online today.
What can we make for you today? From the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana.
Every time you use your ICCU Premier Rewards Visa card, you're earning rewards. Whether it's cash back or points, being a member of Idaho Central really pays back. Start earning points and getting cash back for your everyday purchases. It's a win-win. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe life should be rewarding.
Choosing countertops is one of the biggest decisions that you make during a kitchen remodel, and my husband and I thought that we would have to go to Seattle to find what we wanted. A friend recommended that we try Granite Concepts in Lewiston, and the people at Granite Concepts were amazing. They were friendly and straightforward and helped us find exactly the countertops that we wanted.
Granite Concepts. Beauty set in stone.
Want free college or career training? It's possible.
Next ET.
What a night, what a night, what a night.
ET Vault unlocked Oprah. 5 decades of never-before-seen interviews.
You know you've made it when Entertainment Tonight's talking to you.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. A local construction company accused.
Lie after lie after lie.
They have no souls.
Over a dozen victims, $500,000 gone. What's taking so long to get their money back? 4 News Now investigates. Tuesday at 6. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Fresh cooked food is still sizzling at Gordy's Szechuan Cafe on Spokane's South Hill, but the restaurant is full of empty chairs and empty tables. Gordy's is caught between rising costs, and customers who just haven't returned since the pandemic. We posted this story about Gordy's struggles on KXLY.com this morning and have seen a huge response. The restaurant hopes a takeout-only approach will keep it alive long enough to see people return to dine inside. Our Peter Choi has the story.
Waking up customers' taste buds for over 20 years. Casey Riendo is chef and co-owner of Gordy's Szechuan Cafe on the South Hill.
This is one of our most popular dishes.
Co-owner Lee Liendo says nothing has been the same since the pandemic.
We're not as busy last year as we had been traditionally.
The owners had to lay off 15 workers last week to be able to keep the doors open. Well, owners tell me rising costs of everything became a major problem. So starting tomorrow, this food will be only available on takeouts and delivery service.
Tried to hold off, but had to raise prices several times, and that's still not even putting a dent in things. Everything has just been more expensive.
Helping the local food industry, nonprofit organization Big Table.
Now you have ever-rising labor costs. Now you have ever-rising costs of goods, and then you're left going, well, what do I do now?
Gordy's restaurant is not the only food business struggling right now.
You know, the way takeout changed some things during COVID, the way now increasing costs and increasing menu prices. Now people aren't able to eat out as much, especially when their costs outside of restaurants are ever increased as well.
The unexpected announcement on Facebook has brought an outpouring support from customers. Gordy's owners say they hope to get back to a normal dining service soon.
Local is what we got to do. We got to rally this. The community has to support the community.
In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
All right, a lot of people would hate to see it go. Here is a live look over downtown Spokane, and you want to take the dog for a walk while you can because we still have some more rain on the way. We're going to send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see if it will be another soggy morning commute.
We do have more showers that will redevelop overnight. Right now, we're starting to dry out around the region. Still a few hit and miss showers around Spokane, but if you get a break in the rain, take advantage of it if you have a jog left to do, but be careful. It is a dark night. Wear your glow-in-the-dark jogging attire. On our radar right now, the main band of precipitation has moved north and east of Spokane. We are just left with the dregs here that will be tapering off later, and a lot of what you're seeing on the radar is very, very light, and again, should not be around for long. Our temperatures right now are in the mid-30s in many locations. It's 40 in Pullman, 46 in Lewiston, but 37 in Spokane, 36 degrees in Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures will be staying above freezing overnight. Your Tuesday planner, we have some showers that will redevelop overnight, but they will be, again, kind of hit and miss. Those will continue through about noon on Tuesday before we dry out again, but we're not quite done with the wet weather. Another round of showers on Wednesday, and there's more in the 7-day forecast. I'll let you know when we are going to dry out coming up in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Idaho officials are asking the Supreme Court to let the state enforce its ban on gender-affirming care for minors while the law plays out in court. Last year, a U.S. district judge temporarily blocked the law that made it a felony for doctors to provide things like puberty-blocking drugs, hormone therapy, and certain surgeries to minors. More than 20 states have banned gender-affirming care for minors, according to the Human Rights Campaign, most of which are on hold as a similar ban from Kentucky is decided by the Supreme Court. In its request, the state said every day the law is blocked, it exposes vulnerable children to risky and dangerous medical procedures and infringes Idaho's sovereign power to enforce its democratically enacted law. The American Civil Liberties Union applauded the courts for blocking the law, saying it upholds the rights of transgender youth and their families to access the medical care they and their doctors know is right for them without political interference. Well, have you ever wondered where your garbage goes after it leaves your curb? You can tour the Spokane Waste-to-Energy facility and see every step of your trash being turned into electricity. The center deals with 800 tons of garbage on a typical day. It's burned and turned into energy that's later sold to Avista Utilities. Every day, the facility creates enough energy to power 13,000 homes. But even though the center makes good use of the garbage, their employees still encourage you to make less of it.
We're talking about garbage here, of course, but I think the most important thing is to make less of it. I mean, we have a lot of trash behind us. We're dealing with trash 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if people made less of it, I think that's just better for the environment and for our community.
The Solid Waste Department is scheduling free facility tours for anyone. For more information, you can visit KXLY.com. The Washington Department of Fish and Game is warning people to be on the lookout for cougars while hiking on its trails. Recently, 5 cyclists were being stalked by a cougar on Snoqualmie Pass. It then jumped on a 60-year-old woman in the group. The other cyclists used their bikes to pin the cougar until officials arrived.
Terrifying. I was up here on the trail yesterday, so I didn't see anything out of the ordinary, but there is definitely wildlife around these parts, so you always have to be careful and aware.
Fish and Wildlife agents killed that cougar. The 60-year-old woman was taken to the hospital and was treated for serious injuries to her face, neck, and jaw. Scary. All right, still ahead, why schools in Sweden require all of their students to jump into a frozen lake. That story coming up after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
PAR, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
So here it is, Northern Quest's best car ever.
Shotgun.
Anton already called it.
You can play a game of pig for it.
It's your funeral. Fine, but we're playing hippopotamus.
Play daily to win a brand new Mercedes-Benz, only at Northern Quest.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Drive with 1.9% financing during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at AutoNation Subaru.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
I'm worried about the draft. We got some bad zone control, and I'm concerned we're not bringing the heat. Look at this, crossover's off. We've got a weak dribble. We need a solid block, just not enough pressure. What do you think?
I think I'm doing just fine.
What?
Bill's Heating and AC is offering financing as low as 0% for 5 years. Call today.
For all your heating and cooling needs, leave it to the real professionals at Bill's.
The world's oldest products, and they still work. Next, Inside Edition. This toaster is 74 years old. She uses it every day. The mixer from the 1930s. The hairdryer from the 50s.
It's totally working.
How all this stuff has lasted for generations. Then, you won't believe what's trapped inside this shipping container.
Oh, it's scratching, dude.
Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Well, these first graders in Sweden are jumping into this frozen lake all in the name of safety. And it's part of, actually a part of their official curriculum in school. It had real-world application in Sweden because fatal accidents continue to happen when people fall through the ice while skating or ice fishing. One important skill the students learn in this training is how to use ice spikes to pull themselves out of the water. Probably wouldn't be a terrible idea here in the inland Northwest either, right? We've had several stories of people or animals in the ice already this winter.
I was thinking the same thing, especially up around Priest Lake, Lake Pend Oreille.
No doubt.
That is good advice. Well,
a lot of rain.
Don't go out on the ice tonight because it has been doing some melting today, and we did get some rain, only 700s, but look at our year to date. Here we are, only middle of February. We're above average by quite a bit. Good territory to be in, and we may be adding to that as well. Our high temperature today running below average at 38. That is not the trend. 41 is our average high. Our sunset now almost 5:20 is my favorite thing about spring. Here's a look at our temperature trend over the next 7 days, and we are going to be a little above average right on through the forecast. Our average high now is in the lower 40s, but then at the very end we dip below with a high of 38 a week from today, and we also have the chance of some snow mixing in with our rain. Let's take it out 8 to 14 days. This takes us through the beginning of March, February 27th through March 4th. And you'll notice we are in the blue, indicating below average temperatures for that time period. All the warm air as well to our east, and above average precipitation. That could lead to an occasional bit of snow mixing in with our rain, and hopefully some snow piling up in the mountains. We are still in the absolute peak of snowpack making time, so that would be very helpful in terms of putting some money in the bank to get us through the dry season, and also some good late season. Whoops, I skipped over several graphics here. My apologies. I do want to go back. First of all, I still have 90 seconds left, so there we go. Let's take a look at how much rain we're expecting over the next 24 hours. We are going to get some more precipitation in the form of rain starting late tonight after a quick break. Actually, early tomorrow morning is more like it, around 1 a.m., and that will continue off and on through the day on Tuesday, but it should be all rain with this particular round of wet weather. Our high temperatures up in the 40s. Here's our forecast snow through the next 24 hours. And we're going to keep it all in the mountains, but we are going to see some snow in the mountains with our snow level around 4,500 feet. Now we can jump ahead to the planning forecast. Hit the wrong button there. So we have some showers tomorrow, but also some dry weather, mainly in the afternoon. If you've got some outdoor plans yet, Wednesday, hit and miss showers, but it will be the drier of the 2 days, and high temperatures will be up in the mid-40s. We dry out for Thursday, Friday, and the first half of the weekend. And oh boy, that 46 might just give you some spring fever. And then the showers return Sunday, and then we start that pattern of cooler, wetter weather on Monday with a rain-snow mix and a high of only 38 degrees. So not time to think spring just yet, Derek.
Okay, even though a little glimpse of it there, it looks like, at least. Well, artificial intelligence is improving every day and is slowly being integrated into almost everything, like toothbrushes and virtual shopping assistants. It's also being used to create imaginative and realistic art. Take a look at this video made by a new tool called Sora. It was created from just a few lines of text. The tool is still not available to the public yet, but some are already calling it a game changer.
Making the whole process of deep faking easier. It's making it so you don't need any technical skills to make a fake video that looks like almost anything you want. If you look carefully, there are often problems, but if it's a short little video, you might be able to fool somebody pretty easily.
The tool is also raising serious questions about piracy and artistic rights. AI outputs like these are examples of what Hollywood actors were fighting to moderate during the recent strike. Now, criminals are already using similar technology to try to scam people out of their hard-earned money, forcing lawmakers to quickly pass new legislation to keep these people accountable. Earlier this month, the FCC made it illegal for robocallers to use fake voices created by AI. In January, a robocall used AI to impersonate President Biden ahead of New Hampshire's primary, telling voters to stay home. In Olympia, lawmakers want to make it a crime for anyone to use AI to create nude images of minors. If the bill is approved, anyone convicted would face the exact same punishment as those who create or possess real child pornography.
Even more angering and humiliating when a video or image of something that never even happened is created and spread. It also damages self-esteem, and when there's no recourse for victims, we are leaving them powerless.
The bill has already made it through the House and still needs to make it out of committee before heading to the full Senate. Well, the Washington State Cougars are in the AP Top 25, but where are the Gonzaga Bulldogs? Alex Crescenti is here to tell us where the Zags landed in the latest AP poll. Next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's Coeur d'Alene Casino's Core Stars Entertainment Series. 38 specials, timeless blast of Southern rock hits. Live Thursday, April 18th. Damn straight. Don't miss Scotty McCreery, one of country music's biggest stars, live Thursday, May 2nd. It's No Holds Barred Entertainment at King of the Cage, featuring upcoming MMA stars on Thursday, June 13th. Visit CDAcasino.com to buy your tickets now and check out the full Core Stars lineup.
Winning is just the beginning.
For a limited time, Pape Machinery is blowing out select model year 2023 inventory at dealer cost. Pick up a brand new John Deere compact tractor for a fraction of the original price. Stop by Pape Machinery Ag and Turf today to get started.
Hey, can I get some butter for my popcorn?
Sure, it'll be $1 extra.
$1 extra for butter?
Yep.
Ridiculous, right? You know what else doesn't make sense? Some people are still paying for their checking accounts. Some places it's $12 a month. At P1FCU, we believe some things should just be free. Open your Ascent checking with tons of great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
RV show pricing continues now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake. Yes, every RV in stock at R&R RV Liberty Lake is show priced. You'll save thousands with rebates and show discounts on Cougar, Rockwood, Montana, Class B vans, and more. Everything show priced. Now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake. Shop online at rnrrv.com or visit R&R RV in Liberty Lake, Eastern Washington's largest RV dealer.
I'm a little over my head here.
We can certainly take care of that for you. When you're looking for a company that's noteworthy, look no further than Mainstream Electric.
It's time to leap into savings this February at both Cal Superstores in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene, as Cal Cars is offering a super deal where you can bring your tax return in and Cal will help match it up to $2,000. Plus, when you come in and take a test drive, you'll qualify to win $250,000 on February 29th. It's the perfect chance to get a new set of wheels for less with a $2,000 tax match. This week at Cal.
Watch live weekdays at 9 and now 3.
Only on KXLY, ABC4.
All right, we talked earlier in the newscast about the Washington State Cougars getting back into the AP Top 25 for the first time in 302 weeks, but some of the players on the team continue to make a name for themselves this season.
Yeah, how many times have we uttered the name Miles Rice as Pac-12 Freshman of the Week? Well, we're going to do it again because today Rice was awarded that honor for a record 7th time. He already owned the WSU record, and now he breaks the Pac-12 record. Over the weekend, he scored 25 points against Cal and 14 against Stanford, helping Washington State improve to 20-6 on the season. And during that stretch, he moved into 2nd place all-time in WSU freshman steals history, 5th in made free throws, and 6th in freshman season assists. Now, his counterpart, Isaac Jones, also picking up some accolades as he was named the conference's Player of the Week for the 2nd time this year. Jones scored in double digits in both games last week and surpassed 1,000 career points in the process. This is the first time in Pac-12 history that a school has swept the weekly awards twice in a season. And we still have 3 weeks left in the regular season, so it could happen again. Jones, Rice, and the rest of the Cougs will have a chance to prove themselves once again later this week, as it's going to be a top 25 showdown in Tucson. If Washington State can beat the 4th-ranked Wildcats, that should all but lock up their tournament bid. And the Gonzaga Bulldogs, well, they continue to crawl their way back into the picture. Today, they received 99 votes, which is the 2nd most team for a team not ranked. The Zags are coming off wins at Loyola Marymount and against Pacific to improve to 20-6 on the season. Now, the problem for them is that resume is still not great, and they need to keep winning to keep those tournament hopes alive. Now, they're going to travel out to Portland later this week to take on the Pilots. That's one of those games where a win doesn't do much for them, but a loss is absolutely devastating, and you have to view Gonzaga that way the rest of the season. Now, there's still some other teams to get to in this region that are fighting for NCAA tournament bids. The Gonzaga women, they're hot as always. They're at number 16 in the latest poll. Eastern Washington men and women also fighting for the Big Sky title. So we'll get to those teams at 11. It's going to be a race to the finish for the last 4 weeks here.
It would be crazy if so many of those local teams all made the big dance. All right, around the world tonight, former President Donald Trump is now being criticized for remaining silent on the death of Alexei Navalny, Russia's leading opposition leader who died in prison on Friday, with many, including President Biden, saying he was murdered by the Russian government. Today, Navalny's wife released a video also claiming he was murdered. ABC's M. Wynn has the story.
Former President Trump still staying silent on the death of Vladimir Putin's fiercest critic, Alexei Navalny, despite making multiple appearances since Russia claimed Friday Navalny felt unwell and collapsed in a Russian prison.
If we win Michigan, we win the whole ball game. We win everything.
The former president has only posted on social media comparing himself to Navalny, claiming without evidence that the U.S. justice system has been weaponized against him. Trump's remaining challenger on the Republican presidential primary, Nikki Haley, criticizing him for neglecting to directly weigh in on Navalny's death.
Either he sides with Putin and thinks it's cool that Putin killed one of his political opponents, or he just doesn't think it's that big of a deal.
This coming days after Trump also set off alarms saying he would encourage Russia to attack NATO allies who failed to meet agreed-upon defense spending goals.
We need to remind the American people that Vladimir Putin is not our friend.
Russian prison officials claim Navalny, who is serving a 19-year jail term for offenses widely considered politically motivated, died from, quote, sudden death syndrome. But Navalny's team insists he was murdered and says his mother was told his body would not be released until investigations were complete. Navalny's wife out with a new video today, claiming she knows her husband was killed and why, saying she will tell everyone about it soon. She went on promising to keep fighting for a democratic future in Russia. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, Navalny's death, along with the fall of a key city in eastern Ukraine this weekend, have added urgency to the debate of passing more aid for Ukraine's war against Russia. But House Republicans have insisted no more foreign aid until more border security has passed. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Well, sleep is an important part of everyone's health, and especially teenagers. The CDC says without enough sleep, teens have a higher risk of obesity, diabetes, getting hurt, poor mental health, and problems with attention. One barrier to sleep for many teens is social media. Recently, Meta introduced a nighttime nudge on Instagram that encourages teen users to stop scrolling late at night.
This is useful because teens can't turn the nudges off. They can't ignore them, but at least they pop up and give teens a sense that it's getting late and perhaps it's time to wind down, turn the technology off.
Lisa Meltzer is a pediatric sleep specialist with Jewish National Health. She says parents can help their teens develop a bedtime routine, which can be a first step to getting more sleep. All right, as we head to a break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
For over 90 years, the McVeigh Brothers family has been installing the very best in roofing, siding, and windows made for the Inland Northwest. Last year, our 6000 Series Coeur d'Alene windows earned the 2024 Energy Star Most Efficient Award, beating some manufacturers by 20%. So this week, we're celebrating by matching your energy rebate up to $10 per square foot with every window sold. At McVeigh Brothers, we're always working for you.
It was a love story that started in church and ended with murder.
Please tell me this isn't real.
What secrets were about to be revealed?
The truth would be almost too strange to believe.
Bad Romance, all new tonight on ABC.
It's the Great Rate Reduction Sale this week at Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep. And that means we are rolling back the interest rate to our lowest level in years on our large selection of slightly used trucks, cars, and SUVs.
Plus, with most vehicles sold, you'll get a 3-month, 3,000-mile powertrain warranty.
And with new shipments arriving daily, plus a 4.84 financing rate for 72 months, there's never been a better time to visit Dishman.
February's Extreme Team is Women Helping Women. Inefficient use of space. They need more offices so that more women can be helped. That's what we're going to be doing. Women Helping Women. Join us. 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Robert Sacre. You may know me from my basketball career. But what you don't know is I'm a father of 4, and life can get pretty chaotic. So that's why I'm getting a vasectomy at North Idaho Urology, so I can finally sit back and enjoy the madness.
Vasectomy season is back. Scheduled today in North Idaho Urology.
Whether you're in the market for affordable furniture, clothing, or vintage treasures, you'll find what you need at UGM thrift stores. But checking off your list is not all you'll accomplish. Every purchase and donation opens the doors for men, women, and children experiencing homelessness to get the help they need. Your support provides food and shelter, job training, and holistic recovery services at Union Gospel Mission. Stop in today and offer life change.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside, a fight for affordable housing in Spokane and the statewide solutions some lawmakers are promising.
The showers are tapering off. We are drying out around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene and will stay dry until overnight. Those showers will redevelop into Tuesday morning. We'll get another break and then they'll return for Wednesday and then a more substantial break starting on Thursday. Some sunshine, temperatures in the mid 40s. I like the looks of that a lot.
I think a lot of people will agree with that for sure. All right, Chris, thank you so much. And Alex, you said we'll be taking a look at some of the other teams' NCAA chances, like the Eastern men and women who have both been having fantastic seasons themselves.
Yeah, both in first place in their respected conferences in the Big Sky there. 3 weeks left in the regular season here, so really important to be, near the top 4 of each conference.
All right. Thanks for being with us here on 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. We'll all be back for Nightside at 11 o'clock. We hope you'll join us then.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.